Welcome to the channel. After years of rumors and silence, Pamela Warner, now 70, has finally opened up about the truth everyone's been dying to know. Her surprising revelation has left fans speechless. What's been kept under wraps all this time? Stick around as we dive into the secrets in today's video. Ever wondered about what Pamela Warner just revealed? If you have, drop a 1-inch the comments. If not, leave a 0. Make sure to enjoy the video and hit that subscribe button to show your support. Malcolm-Jamal Warner, forever remembered as Theo Huxtable from The Cosby Show, has tragically passed away, leaving fans devastated. But the heartbreak runs even deeper for one person, his mother, Pamela Warner. After days of silence, she has finally spoken out, sharing not only her profound grief, but also revealing heartbreaking truths that raise more questions than answers. In this video, we guide you through the emotional aftermath of Malcolm's sudden passing. From Pamela's poignant first words to the moments leading up to his shocking final days, we bring you the full, unfiltered, and uncensored story. And trust me, the headlines didn't capture the full picture. Behind closed doors, Malcolm was dealing with struggles that hardly anyone knew about, and the mysterious circumstances surrounding his death have left many wondering, could this really have been an accident? What follows is raw and emotional. It all started on a quiet Monday morning when shocking news spread like wildfire. Malcolm-Jamal Warner had passed away at 54 inches, what was reported as an accidental drowning. Immediately, social media exploded with reactions. Fans, celebrities, and close friends were left heartbroken, in disbelief, and with a multitude of unanswered questions. This wasn't just another celebrity, this was Theo Huxtable, the quick-witted, charming, occasionally awkward, but always lovable son of Cliff and Claire Huxtable. A character that defined a generation and left an indelible mark on pop culture. In recent years, Malcolm had stepped away from the spotlight, focusing on music, indie films, and his personal poetry. There were no public health issues, no obvious signs that something was amiss, and then, just like that, he was gone. Initial reports stated that Malcolm was found unresponsive in what authorities described as a tragic accidental drowning. The incident occurred at a home he was staying in while working on a new music project. Emergency responders arrived within minutes, but tragically, there was nothing they could do. The news sent shockwaves through his fan base. How could this happen? Why now? And what were they not telling us? Even those closest to him were left searching for answers. Friends remembered Malcolm as being in great spirits, just days before laughing, writing, and full of excitement for his upcoming projects. Something didn't feel right. The pieces just weren't adding up. And soon, questions began to arise. But no one felt the weight of the loss more than his mother, Pamela Warner. Her silence in the days following his death only deepened the mystery. And when she finally spoke, what she revealed shattered hearts once more. What came next turned this story from heartbreaking to deeply unsettling, transforming a tragic loss into something far more complex. In the days following Malcolm-Jamal Warner's tragic passing, his mother, Pamela Warner, remained silent. No interviews, no social media posts, not even a private moment captured at the memorial vigil. The world waited, some offering compassion, others consumed by disbelief for a word from the one person who had loved Malcolm the longest. And then, finally, it came. Late one night, through the family's legal team, Pamela released a deeply emotional statement that would resonate with hearts everywhere. This wasn't a carefully crafted PR statement. There were no rehearsed lines or empty cliches. What Pamela shared was raw, heartfelt, and deeply heartbreaking. "My son was my life," she began, "and now it feels like that life has been ripped from my chest. We're shattered. This never should have happened. Not like this, not this soon, not to someone like Malcolm." Her voice trembled and faded in the brief video accompanying the handwritten note, as she reflected on raising Malcolm in their hometown of Montclair, New Jersey. She spoke of his first steps, his early love for music, and how landing the role on The Cosby Show changed their lives, but never changed who he was. He was still Malcolm. He still called me after every audition. He still needed me to send him socks when he forgot them at home, she said, letting out a tearful laugh. But then, her tone shifted, becoming more serious. Pamela addressed the growing speculation about what really happened. There were rumors flying around, she said. People talk as if they knew what was really going on in his life. Let me be clear, my son was not depressed. He was not using drugs, and he was not in any kind of emotional crisis. Her words landed hard, silencing many while sparking even more speculation. Whispers of a hidden illness or something darker began to spread. But Pamela remained resolute. This was a tragic accident, and it's a loss I will never recover from. She pleaded with the public and the media to show compassion not just for Malcolm's memory, but for the legacy he spent his entire life building. He wasn't perfect, but he was good. He was thoughtful, and he cared deeply about his fans more than most will ever fully understand. Pamela's message ended with a heartbreaking line no mother should ever have to say, "I don't know how to go on, but for Malcolm, I'm going to try." Her grief echoed across the world. Millions watched the video, many wiping away tears and leaving comments like, "I feel this in my soul, it's absolutely heartbreaking." Fellow actors and longtime friends, including Kashia Knight Pulliam and Tempest Bledsoe, reached out with love and support, praising Pamela's strength as nothing short of extraordinary. But her statement also sparked something else, a wave of scrutiny and lingering questions. If this was truly just an accident, why are so many people close to Malcolm quietly suggesting there's more to the story? Just as the world began to process Pamela's grief, new revelations started to emerge, turning a heartbreaking loss into something far more unsettling. What do you think about Pamela Warner stepping forward at age 70? Do you admire the bravery of speaking your truth later in life like she did? If so, comment too. Or, if you believe keeping things private is the wiser choice to protect one's legacy, drop a 5. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And if this story touched you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you won't miss what's coming next. His conversations with Sharon often turned to the past, the wild years with Black Sabbath, his explosive solo success, and the whirlwind of family life, chaotic at times, but overflowing with love. If anyone had a life worth remembering, it was Ozzy Osbourne. As time moved forward, he spent those days in deep reflection, not just on what had been, but on what still mattered, speaking openly about the time he knew was left. Let's start with the timeline. Early police reports indicated that Malcolm was last seen leaving a small private gathering in Los Angeles late that evening. Sources described it as a low-key industry dinner with a few close friends. No drama, no signs of tension, and no indication of excessive drinking. Security footage captured him smiling as he walked out alone, casually waving to the valet before getting into his car and driving off into the night. But just 3 hours later, his lifeless body was discovered in the pool of a Beverly Hills estate. There were no signs of forced entry, no eyewitnesses, and perhaps most troubling, no surveillance footage from the property itself, a glaring red flag given the size and prominence of the home. Even more perplexing, the house didn't belong to Malcolm. Sources close to the investigation revealed that he had no known connection to the residence at all. The home where Malcolm was found is believed to be owned by a prominent entertainment executive who, at the time, was reportedly out of town. Since the incident, the executive has remained silent, refusing all media inquiries and offering no public statement. What remains unclear is why Malcolm was at the property or how he even gained access if he wasn't authorized. These unanswered questions only deepened the mystery. And then came the release of the autopsy report. A preliminary leak from the autopsy report confirmed that Malcolm had no traces of alcohol or drugs in his system, directly supporting Pamela Warner's heartfelt claim that her son was sober and mentally sound. However, the report also noted small bruises on the back of his head and left shoulder injuries that authorities believed were consistent with a fall into the pool. Still, lingering questions remained. If it was truly an accident, why were the bruises positioned there? The placement didn't add up for many, intensifying the growing suspicion that something critical was being left out of the story. Experts and fans alike have raised doubts about the official ruling of accidental death. How does a sober, healthy individual with no impairments drown in a well-lit pool under seemingly normal conditions? Veteran investigative journalist Mara Jennings pointed out the oddities on her podcast, describing the circumstances as highly irregular. Even some of Malcolm's former Cosby Show co-stars have carefully voiced their concerns. One thing is certain, the questions surrounding Malcolm's death aren't going away anytime soon. An anonymous source from the set shared a chilling observation. Malcolm wasn't reckless. He didn't just end up in random places. He was deliberate about everything. That's what makes this so strange. None of it felt like it. Then came the text message. One of Malcolm's close friends leaked a screenshot of a message they claimed to have received just minutes before his death. It read, "Not sure why I'm here. Something's not right." The moment it surfaced, fans erupted, flooding forums and comment sections with theories, concern, and disbelief. Was Malcolm brought to that house under false pretenses? Was someone else involved that night? Could there be more to this story than what officials have labeled an accident? Despite her overwhelming grief, Pamela Warner has reportedly hired private investigators to uncover the truth. Meanwhile, the LAPD has remained tight-lipped, stating only that the case remains open pending final autopsy findings. And so the question persists, was Malcolm-Jamal Warner's death truly a tragic accident, or is there a deeper truth still hidden in the shadows? In the days following the heartbreaking news of Malcolm-Jamal Warner's sudden passing, the Warner family's grief has transformed into an unwavering pursuit of answers. As the initial shock faded, a wave of doubt began to rise, not just from fans and reporters, but from those who knew and loved him most. The family is no longer willing to accept vague explanations. They're demanding clarity. His mother, Pamela Warner, who once spoke through tears in a gut-wrenching statement, is now turning her pain into action. "My son did not drown," she declared firmly in an emotional interview with a local news outlet. "That's what they're telling you. That's what they want us to believe. But I don't believe it for a second," she said, her voice trembling but resolute. Her words struck a deep chord, sparking a noticeable shift in public sentiment. Doubt toward the official narrative began to swell not just from a grieving mother, but because the facts themselves didn't seem to align. And from that moment forward, the ripple effect reached far beyond the Warner family, igniting a larger conversation filled with questions that no one seemed ready to answer. Malcolm's cousin, James Warner, who's known for staying out of the spotlight, broke his silence with an unexpected Instagram Live appearance. In a raw 15-minute video titled "The Truth About Malcolm," he spoke without hesitation. Malcolm did not commit suicide. James boldly challenged the Los Angeles Police Department, urging them to pursue the truth and not sweep it under the rug just because Malcolm was a black actor. His words hit hard. The video went viral within moments, sparking a wave of outrage online. Fans, fellow performers, and close friends began demanding a full, honest, and transparent investigation. Family attorney Denise Calhoun confirmed that Pamela Warner has officially hired an independent private investigator, making it clear that the Warner family will not be silenced. The demand for answers is growing louder. Malcolm's former Cosby Show co-stars have also begun to speak out. Tempest Bledsoe, who portrayed Vanessa Huxtable, took to Twitter with a powerful message. "Malcolm was more than a co-worker. He was family, and I stand with the Warner family in their quest for the full truth." We will not rest until it is known. Even former child star Kashia Knight Pulliam voiced her concerns on her podcast, stating, "Something's not right here," pointing out that the details just didn't add up. Beyond the emotional appeals, the Warner family began sharing personal accounts that painted an entirely different picture. Pamela revealed that Malcolm had secretly planned an all-inclusive getaway to Turks and Caicos for her upcoming birthday. "Does that sound like someone who was planning to disappear?" she asked, her voice a mix of sorrow and conviction. Just 2 days before his death, Malcolm had signed a deal with a new streaming platform for a limited series centered on themes of redemption, recovery, and second chances, a project that held deep personal significance for him. His finances were stable, his health was solid, and creatively, he was thriving. So what went wrong? The Warner family is now demanding the release of all security footage from the surrounding neighborhood where the Beverly Hills home is located. They're also calling for a second independent autopsy to re-examine the unexplained bruises and reassess the official time of death. While the LAPD continues to insist that no foul play is suspected, their carefully worded statement pending final autopsy results has only deepened public doubt. At a candlelight vigil held at a local Los Angeles church, Pamela Warner addressed the crowd with unwavering conviction. "They tried to bury my son's truth with his body, but I'm his mother, and I won't let that happen." The room erupted in applause. With growing support from the public and Malcolm's peers, the Warner family has transformed their heartbreak into a powerful mission, and their pursuit of justice has only just begun. The death of Malcolm-Jamal Warner has reopened a floodgate of emotions, memories, and long-suppressed truths among the cast of The Cosby Show. For years, the beloved sitcom represented Black excellence, strong family values, and feel-good comedy. But beneath that polished surface was a group of actors grappling with the pressures of fame, hidden conflicts, and emotional distance, especially after the cameras stopped rolling and their lives took different directions. Now, with Malcolm's passing, those old bonds are under intense scrutiny, and some cast members are no longer staying quiet. Felicia Rashad, who portrayed the elegant and steadfast Claire Huxtable, shared a heartfelt photo of a young Malcolm on set, accompanied by the caption, "He was wise beyond his years, gentle, thoughtful, and principled. I watched him grow into a thoughtful and honorable man. We have lost something irreplaceable." Her words resonated deeply with many, but even such sincere tributes couldn't stem the flood of questions that followed. Why had a cast once celebrated for their on-screen closeness grown so distant in real life? What had truly transpired in the years since the show's end? Raven Simone, who played the lovable Olivia, spoke candidly on Instagram Live, saying, "Malcolm always kept his circle tight. He wasn't the type to fake relationships just to fit into the Hollywood scene." She went on to admit that most of the cast had lost touch over the years and didn't shy away from taking collective responsibility. "It's on all of us, not just one person." Her honesty caught many fans off guard and sparked speculation about whether deeper tensions or a behind-the-scenes rift had driven the cast apart. Suddenly, the once idealized bonds portrayed on screen were being re-examined through a much more complicated and deeply human lens. Meanwhile, Lisa Bonet, long known for her privacy and quiet life after her early departure from the show, broke her silence with a rare and powerful written statement. She reflected on the stress and burden Malcolm carried as a teenager portraying Theo, the beloved all-American son. According to Lisa, the role wasn't just a career milestone, it was a heavy expectation placed on someone still growing into themselves. "It wasn't always a gift," she wrote. "It was a responsibility most grown men wouldn't want. But Malcolm handled it with grace, courage, and strength beyond his years." Lisa's words sent ripples across social media, with many honing in on her use of terms like burden and stress. The cryptic phrasing quickly sparked a wave of speculation. Was she alluding to behind-the-scenes tension on set, Or perhaps the intense pressure Malcolm faced as he quietly became the de facto spokesperson for the cast during the fallout from the Bill Cosby scandals. As for Cosby himself, a formal statement was issued through his prison representative, expressing heartbreak over Malcolm-Jamal Warner's passing. He referred to Malcolm as like a son, praising his professionalism, warmth, and intelligence, and adding that Malcolm was one of the few people who remained kind in an increasingly hostile world. The response to Cosby's statement was divided. Many criticized it as insensitive, given Cosby's own legal controversies and the dark cloud they cast over the legacy of The Cosby Show. Others pointed out that Malcolm never publicly defended Cosby during the scandal, opting instead to remain respectful, yet noticeably distant. In hindsight, some fans now wonder if that silence hinted at deeper resentment or unresolved emotional conflict. Tempest Bledsoe, who portrayed Vanessa Huxtable, recently broke down in tears during an appearance on The View, saying through sobs, "There's so much we didn't say to each other. You think you have time." You always think there's going to be another call, another dinner, another laugh. Now he's gone, and I wish I had told him how much he meant to me, Tempest Bledsoe said through tears on The View. The emotional moment quickly trended on Twitter, sparking renewed conversations about the mental health struggles of Black artists in Hollywood. The segment shed light on the isolation many child stars face, and how fame offers little protection against internal battles. Among the most haunting responses was from Jeffrey Owens, who portrayed Elvin and was once publicly ridiculed for working at Trader Joe's. His quiet resilience and heartfelt reaction served as a sobering reminder of the emotional weight many former stars carry long after the cameras stop rolling. He shared something few ever knew. "Malcolm called me after the news broke just to check in on me. No cameras, no press, just one brother lifting another up. That's who he was, a quiet giant." Jeffrey Owens' revelation shattered the glossy illusion of unity often projected in celebrity circles. While others remained silent, Malcolm reached out not for the spotlight, but out of genuine care. In many ways, he was the invisible thread holding a fractured cast together, even as he silently carried the weight of being the glue in a world that rarely offered him the same support in return. And now, in the wake of his death, the cast is forced to confront painful and uncomfortable truths. Were they ever truly as close as the public believed? Did fame create more distance than connection? And if Malcolm had been struggling in silence or sensed danger or mistreatment in his final days, was anyone close enough to recognize the signs? One thing is undeniable. His passing has stirred more than just sorrow. It has ignited a profound reckoning about legacy, love, and the haunting weight of words left unspoken. The sudden drowning death of Malcolm-Jamal Warner at 54 has left fans reeling and sparked a whirlwind of disturbing contradictions, unanswered questions, and an increasingly unsettling timeline. What was initially reported as a tragic accident has since unraveled into a complex web of doubt and speculation, capturing the attention of the public and media alike. And at the heart of it all remains the one question that continues to haunt everyone: what truly happened to Malcolm that fateful day? According to early police reports, Malcolm was found unconscious in the water near a private property he had recently rented. While initial statements suggested he often swam there at night, local witness accounts painted a different picture. One neighbor recalled seeing Malcolm walking near the shoreline, fully clothed and visibly anxious. Another reported hearing shouting, followed by what sounded like a heated argument moments before emergency sirens cut through the night. But perhaps most unsettling was an anonymous witness who claimed to have seen a second person quickly leaving the area just before authorities arrived, adding another chilling layer of mystery to an already perplexing case. The identity of the alleged second person remains unknown. No arrests have been made, and authorities have kept key details tightly under wraps, fueling serious concerns about the transparency of the investigation. The property Malcolm had rented was reportedly equipped with a top-tier security system, featuring cameras both inside and outside. Yet, police have claimed that all footage from the night in question is unusable due to technical malfunctions, a claim that many find hard to accept, especially given the high-end nature of the home owned by a prominent celebrity. This lack of clarity has only intensified public suspicion, casting even more doubt on the official narrative. In a rare display of anger, Malcolm's manager, who had long been both a trusted professional ally and close personal friend, broke her usual composure. In a now-deleted tweet, she wrote, "Something is wrong. He is careful. He doesn't swim alone. He never puts himself in risky situations. I will not be silent." Although the post was quickly taken down, screenshots spread like wildfire across social media, fueling public skepticism and amplifying the growing calls for a full, transparent investigation into the circumstances surrounding Malcolm's death. One of the most chilling revelations came when a close family friend spoke to Radar Online, claiming that Malcolm had made a cryptic phone call the night before his death. According to the source, he left a voicemail that simply said, "If anything happens to me, know that I'm working on something bigger than any of us realize." The haunting message has since sparked a firestorm of speculation. What was the bigger thing Malcolm was referring to? Was it a documentary, a tell-all memoir, or something far more dangerous, involving powerful figures he never dared name? Whatever it was, the message has left loved ones and fans deeply unsettled and driven them to demand the truth. In the weeks leading up to his death, Malcolm reportedly held several meetings with producers about an independent project aimed at exposing uncomfortable truths within the entertainment industry. According to an insider, the project was set to confront sensitive issues like systemic racism in casting, the exploitation of child stars, and how major networks often suppress dissenting voices. Now, in the wake of his sudden and suspicious death, some believe Malcolm may have been silenced before he had the chance to reveal these truths, adding a chilling sense of urgency to the growing questions surrounding his final days. Malcolm's immediate family, typically known for their privacy, remained notably silent in the wake of his death, releasing only a brief statement through a representative requesting space to grieve. While this restraint was understandable, given the enormity of their loss, it inadvertently fueled public speculation. The absence of any further comment or clarity from his loved ones left a void that was quickly filled with suspicion. Some began to wonder if the family was under external pressure or perhaps withholding key information. With no clear voice emerging from those closest to him, the mystery surrounding Malcolm's final moments grew more complex by the day. Close friends Angela Bassett and Denzel Washington offered brief, respectful condolences but carefully sidestepped any mention of the circumstances surrounding Malcolm's death. While their words were undoubtedly heartfelt, the deliberate restraint has only fueled further speculation. Fans and media alike have begun to wonder if they are under legal advisories or simply reluctant to speak out on a topic that could potentially stir up controversy. As influential figures in Malcolm's life, their silence hasn't gone unnoticed. Now, many are left questioning whether there's something more to the story, an unspoken truth that those closest to him are either choosing or being advised not to share, leaving an unsettling cloud of mystery hanging over his untimely passing. Across platforms like TikTok, YouTube, and X, a wave of amateur sleuths is drawing connections between a disturbing trend. In the past 5 years, at least 3 prominent black actors who publicly challenged industry corruption or spoke out about mental health struggles have died under mysterious circumstances. While official investigations have yielded few concrete answers, the theories circulating online have grown bolder, suggesting everything from covert intimidation to deliberate silencing. Though these claims remain unproven, the growing sense of unease is palpable. And with every new revelation about Malcolm's death, the call for real answers that go beyond official statements, grows louder. At 70, Pamela Warner finally spoke out, confirming what had long been whispered about, but whether you agree with her choice or not, it's a powerful testament to courage, the pursuit of truth, and the deep journey towards self-acceptance. If this story moved you, leave a comment below. We want to hear what you think. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.